Hello everybody, and welcome to our Constitution workshop video. So, uh, it's made by Maverick Novello team and presented by me, Christian Miguchi. So, for those that don't know what is the Maverick Novello team, is basically a student organization designed to help other student organizations. So, provide leadership opportunities, training, and resources, as well as workshop to help you guys figure out your situation. So I'm the current RSO coordinator, so basically I'm the reference point and guide for any troubles related to RSO. So if you need help with your 901 account, you need help planning an event, I'm the go-to guy. Or you also need a locker. So today we're going to talk about the Constitution because the Constitution is one of the most biggest piece of paperwork you need to fill out to get registered as RSO or for your re-registration process. So what are our goals for today? Our goals today is to understand the purpose of a constitution. So why do you guys need a constitution? Why do you need to have one and why not? Like what are the alternatives? Then second is to identify the different segments of a constitution. So I basically want you guys to get from our workshop today is that when you look at your constitution, you know what's where does this go, why do I have this, and what goes in that. Then the last goal is to become knowledgeable and self-reliant on constitution matters. So I want you to be able to read anyone's constitution and point out, oh, that's wrong, or teach someone else how to make their own constitution. So what is a constitution? I think most of you know of the most famous constitution in the world. So the U.S. Constitution. So why does the US have a constitution? So the constitution sets the powers and limits as well as the rights of every US citizens in the country. So thanks to the constitution, the government cannot just go in your house and steal all your couches, steal all your remotes and TVs. The constitution prevents that. So the main goal is to set the power as well as the limits. So how does that relate to you guys? So the constitution will help you guys set the powers and limit of what your RSO can do. So let me give you a formal definition. According to Cambridge University, a constitution is a document outlining the basic principles agreed to by members. A constitution demonstrates the mission and purpose of a recognized organization, also establishes how the organization will run. So you may be asking yourself, why does it matter? We're not the US government. I'm not doing something pretty cool. I'm just a guy that has a brownie student organization where we cook brownies. Why do I need a constitution? So you do need one for three main reasons. First of all, structure. You guys need to set a flow of authority and power. So you don't want, let's say, in your organization, you don't want anyone to be your president. You need someone that responsible enough to carry the duties of a president, and you need a leader to be able to set tasks, set up committees, and achieve all the goals you are looking for. That's where you guys need structure. You establish order and avoid chaos. Then stability. So your constitution should be used as a reference point in time of crisis. Let's say you found out your treasurer is stealing money from your 901 account. What are the steps? How'd you deal with that? How'd you get rid of him? Or how'd you tell him that's not okay? What are the steps involved in that process? Because you don't want your treasurer just stealing money, or you don't want someone of a new member that's calling dips. I want to be the president. No, you need to have stability. That's why you need your constitution. And the final point is continuity. Continuity basically means is that your constitution has your values, your principles that you guys abide to. Like, what are the founding values of your constitution, of your RSO, and it's in your constitution. So let's say, for example, there's a next generation of members that's coming in, and they weren't paying attention to all the stuff the current president, was doing, and they don't know how to proceed. So your constitution is in there to give you the guidelines so they can know the values and know why they're there and how to proceed with businesses or with meetings or how to use money. That's why you need a constitution. So today I'm going to show our template and go through each segment, so each article, and explain why you need it and show you what are mandatory and what I'm looking for when you guys are creating your own constitution. Okay, so this is our template. When you're starting your own constitution, I recommend that you use this template as a guide. So it's a very flexible piece of paper. So you can modify it as much as you want. But if you are just starting new, you don't know what's a constitution, I'd recommend that you just follow this template and you can modify and add whatever you need depending on the needs of your RSO. So if you're using this template, you just took it from our website and you're just trying to like type in, I recommend that you remove this first page. You don't need it. It's just like paperwork to help you out. So everything that's in red are instructions or important information we want you guys to know. And everything in blue is the example that we use to help you out. So let's start with the first article, name and affiliation. So right in this article, I want first of all your official name. So in this example is Maverick Involvement Team at Minnesota State University, Mankato. So like for official business or for like important meetings, use your official name. And I also want you guys to have a short name, a more informal name for like around the campus with other members. So for ours is Maverick Involvement Team or MIT. Then one note is that when making your RSO like their name, I don't want you guys to put MNSU or Minnesota State Mankato, let's say Minnesota State Mankato Brownie Organization. Please avoid that because technically you're not part of MSU, you're an entity in MSU, you're not affiliated in any ways, you're just an entity that's inside MSU. Then for affiliation, so if you're a fraternity that's part of a big national chapter, please put it in there so that everybody knows that you're part of a national association and that you're not just a newly founded MNSU RSO. Article 2 is purpose. So right here I want to put your values, the principles you guys abide to. I want you to put why does your organization exist, what is your purpose. So it's basically your mission statement. Why as a RSO, why as leaders you guys came together and founded that organization. So I want you to put it right there. Then moving on to Article 3, authority. This one is pretty much mandatory, so I want this to be verbatim in your own constitution. There's no playing around with this. This just means that you guys are abiding by the Minnesota State University policies and regulations. That's why I want it right there. Now we're in Article 4, membership. So the big points about this is like who's eligible to be a member, what are the requirements to be a member, what are the specific characteristics, what specific traits you're looking for into a member. That's why I want all here. And let's highlight some key points. First of all, I want a non-discrimination clause that is mandatory, so I want that to be copied verbatim in your constitution. There's no point around. If I don't see that there, I'll invalid your constitution, and if you guys are going through the registration process, I want to approve it. Then another big one is this part right here. So as an organization, you guys can have non-MNSU students, but I do recommend that you keep it to 1/3 of the voting membership. So if you have 9 members, only 3 of them can be non-MSU because it's an MSU initiative. It's not a non-MSU RSO. Then moving on to Article 5, officers. So officers is basically who's the executive officer, what are their roles. So usually in this segment, I want you to outline their title as well as their duties. So right here you have a president and you put all their duties right here. If they have extra duties you want to add, just add it as much as you want. And also this is very flexible. You can have as much officers as you want. You can have a president, a vice president of fellowship, vice president of scholarly work, a treasurer or a vice treasurer. This is very flexible. You can do as much as you want. Just make it consistent and give it clear and outline responsibilities. Then under Article 4, election of officer. So in here I want you like, who's eligible to be officer? Does he need to have a specific GPA? Does he need to be in good standing with the school? Does he need to be a full-time student or part-time student? That's what I want you to put right there. Then then under term of office right here, I want you to put how long can he be an officer? Can it be for 1 semester, for 2 semesters, or the whole 4 years? It's all up to you guys. Make it as personalized to your needs. Then right here, I'm looking for election procedures under C. So how does your election work? Let's say you just started a Brownie organization and the election procedure is a panel of the who has the best brownies becomes the president. That's all up to you guys. You can do as much as you want. But I'm just looking for, when does it start? Is it like is it an open vote? Is it a secret ballot? All those stuff should be in here. Let's say you guys have a tie. What's the process behind it if you have a tie? You guys go for runoff election? All that should be included in election procedures. Then part D is removal or replacement of officer. Let's say an officer quits, or if officer wasn't doing his responsibilities, or he was just had bad behavior, bad faith. So what are the steps you guys should follow to get rid of him? Is it that only the president decides who gets out, who stays in? Is it you guys have a debate over it, then you have a vote? I want all that procedure, that process to be outlined in part D. Then Article 6, Executive Board. So basically your Executive Board is your officers. So I want you guys to, but all up to you guys. If you want to add like, if you have like different committees in your RSO and you want the leaders of the committees who are not always officers, but to be part of the Executive Board, they can. It's all up to you guys. It's a very flexible piece of paper. Also, your advisors should be in there, but they can be a voting member. So they are non-voting members. They can't decide or weigh in like votes for like specific decisions. So right here, I also want you guys to put the responsibilities of your executive board. So why does your executive board exist? Does it exist to make decisions? Does it exist for business meetings? What is their role? And what is their job? And Article 7, this is about RSO advisors. So right here, I'm looking for requirements of the RSO, the section of the RSO, and the duties of the RSO. So in requirements, I'm looking to know who is your RSO and what are who's the RSO and like what he does. So so it's by policy that your RSO be a faculty member, but you can also have a graduate assistant as a faculty advisor, but he can only be a secondary advisor. So when you're going through your registration process, if you list a GA, a graduate assistant, as an advisor, I cannot approve it. You can only be a faculty. So advisors. So it's all outlined here. And how long can he be like advisor? Is it for 1 year or is it for a lifetime responsibility? All that should be included in requirements for RSO. Then selection for RSO, is it, how do you guys choose your RSO? Is it by a majority vote? Is it by, oh, you guys liked him, then you guys decided like what's the process for choosing one? Then I want you guys to outline the duties of RSO. So something that's mandatory is that an advisor cannot have voting rights. So he cannot vote. He can just be there and use as like a means to an end. So basically, he's there for resources. He's there for tips. He'll tell you like, oh, that's a bad idea. Oh, that's a good idea. It's like, he'll be like, if let's say you're doing an event and you want to bring kegs from the campus, he'll be like, no, you can't bring kegs in campus. Like, that's what that RSO is meant for. And if you have other responsibilities you want to assign to your RSO, please put it in there. It's like very flexible. If one of your duties for RSO is that your advisor cooks brownies, that can be one. Then Article 8, operating procedures. So here I want to see how do you conduct business, what's your decision making process, and when you guys want to change your constitution or change your bylaws, what are the steps you guys need to follow? So in this meeting part, I'm looking for how often you guys meet, who can hold a meeting, what are the requirements for a meeting, if you guys need special meetings, what is the process to achieve that special meeting, and whatnot. Same thing for decision making. So how do you guys decide on a decision? Do you guys put it to a vote? Do you guys put it to a dance battle, for example? It's very flexible. It's all up to you guys. And as well as quorum. So quorum basically means you need to have a specific amount of members to make decisions. And quorum can be, you guys can decide like, oh, 40% of members need to be here before quorum. It's all up to you guys. It's very flexible. But in our example, we put 51%. And also, members must be present and in good standing to vote. So that's one mandatory piece of paper right there, because I want that to be in there. You don't want someone that's biased or someone that's in academic discipline actions to vote, because his decision might impact you guys later. So amending the constitution and bylaws. So what's the process for amending a constitution? Like how many members need to be there? What's the quorum limit? What's the process of going through it? Is it like a 5-step process, a 2-day process, a 6-week-long process? That process should be outlined there. And as well, every time you amend your constitution, I want you guys to upload a copy of it to the Math Central page, like within 2 weeks of adoption. Now in Article 9, financial statement, here I'll be very picky because I want like specific wording. So if you notice a pattern, everything that's in black, not blue, needs to be right there, like verbatim. It needs to be there. You can add stuff to it, but I want to see that main statement, the main phrase in there. So first of all, you guys are a not-for-profit statement. So all the money you guys collect cannot be used for something else or for personal use. It needs to be only for the RSO. Then for the funding, so in this part, I'm wondering like, how do you guys fund? How you guys collect money? Is it from dues from the members? Is it from fundraising events? Do you guys also accept money from donations? So all that should be in there. Then I want you to put the amount. So is it the dues are $10? Are they $50? And how often are they? Is it each semester? Is it once a semester, or is it a lifetime due? All that should be there. And let's say you guys need cash in the emergency. What's the process of getting that cash in the emergency? Who can do it? Is it the president that sends the initiative for emergency money? What's the process behind all that? Then expenditure of funds. That's basically how do you spend money and what are your rules for spending that money. And all that is like, but either it's through like a vote to spend money, or is it through decision from the executive board? All that depends on you guys. Make it very flexible. And right here, we also recommend like if the funds are stored in a local bank, it's recommended that you set up like 2 signatures, like one for the president and one from the treasurer or advisor, so you make sure that no one is just using the money for like out of the blue and you guys are not paying attention to that. Also, another segment I want verbatim is auditing of funds. So per MSU policies, you guys are subject to audits. Audits if you guys decide for audits. If so, let's say you're the president, you think the treasurer is messing with the money, you guys can vote, and someone from like the campus will do an audit of your funds. Then I want a dissolution clause. So basically, if by misfortune your club is disbanded, all that money you guys collected, where does it go? All the equipment you guys had stored, where does it go? So you can use this template, but if you have some specific organization that you guys like, you can go to them as well. Then another one that's very mandatory is Article 10, non-hazing compliance statement. So if I don't see this verbatim in your constitution is invalid to my eyes, and I can approve your RSO. So this needs to be verbatim. There's no playing around. Just remove the Maverick involvement chain with your RSO name. And that's it for Article 10 and Article 11 enabling clause. So basically is that you guys said the Constitution was reviewed and you ratified by executive board. You put the date, and that means you guys all read it and you guys approve it. And also, I recommend that every time you change or amend a bylaw, you should make sure to note it under this. So just under this, just click this part was amended this date and was reviewed and ratified. So you guys keep track of what happened throughout the years. Then, if you have additional procedures or additional articles or bylaws you guys want to include, you can put it right there. So let's say from other article, let's say Article 11. Let's go with the example of the Brownie Association. Preferred brownie cooking method. You can do that. It's all up to you. It's very flexible. You can make it as catered to your needs as you guys need. Then just need signature and date. So I want every member of the executive board to sign this and put the date. That basically means that they read it. They're like, oh, this makes sense. They all approve it. Simple. And that's it for our template. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any questions, please email us at rso/office@mnsu.edu. If you guys need more resources, please go to our website mnsu.edu/rso-resources. And if you need any information or you want to contact us, please email us. And also, if you know my office hours, go to this website mnsu.edu/MIT. Thank you.